Greetings, Arts Beatniks. It's the KC Arts Beat Report. I'm Patrick Neese, and today we have a program of French delights for you with a wonderful violinist who has a terrific program coming up on March the 1st at White Recital Hall at the UMKC Conservatory of Music and Dance. And we're going to be
Mhm.
talking about that in just a moment. First, I'd like to ask you to please like this video, share it with someone you know who loves French cuisine or fine music, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow KC Arts Beat Report on Facebook and subscribe to our Substack as well. But right now it's time to say hello to our friend Destiny Mermagen. Hello, Destiny.
Hello, Patrick. Good to see you.
You too. And this concert, it's making me hungry just by the name of
Pommes
it.
frites. Yes, I know. Uh,
Say
we are
that
not served
again. Pommes
pomme
frites. Pommes
pomme
frites.
frites. Yes,
Oh,
we are not serving French fries at the concert.
yes. And you corrected me on this a little while ago. I thought that that was strictly meant French fries, but you told me it means all manner of French delicacies. Is that right?
Oh, no, not quite. It more is just it can be considered slang for it can be considered slang for favorite French things, but maybe delicacies. Yeah, I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure.
But French
I also
things.
Yeah, it could also be an American way that has I don't know if it's 100% true, but it sounds good to me
Yes.
because
Well,
I thought it was a funny title and I also thought, oh well, this music it's like everyone's favorite French music, so it sort of works.
yeah, absolutely. And it really is some great music. We're going to get to that. But in addition to yourself, you'll also be joined by your husband, cellist Michael Mermagen.
Yes, yes. So this is a joint Prairie Classical and UMKC faculty recital. And we will be joined, Mike will be playing, and then we'll be joined by this great
Let me
pianist.
say her name because I worked on this, Destiny. I don't want you stealing my thunder here. Angie Dragachevsku.
Wow. Yeah. Isn't it a
All right.
great name? I
It's a
kind of want to,
wonderful name.
yeah, I want to call her the Dragon Slayer or something.
I was going to say it has that dragon quality about it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes. So this particular program, it's really challenging music, especially for the piano. I like to say that it's essentially piano concerti with string accompaniment, but I mean, our
Uh-huh.
parts are our parts are pretty hard too. And I didn't know if I would get a pianist to agree to play all three of these on one program because it's, such heavy hitting music. And Angie was up for it. And it'll be our first time playing together. She and Mike have worked together before, so I'm really excited to work with her. And she also has a fluffy cat like my cats. So I sense a blossoming friendship.
Oh, good. Well, you had mentioned heavy hitting, but the thing about French music, in my opinion anyway, is that it might be heavy hitting for the performers, but to the listeners, it has a lightness and an elegance and
Hmm.
an ease of quality to it. But I know it's very difficult, especially these three pieces you are going to be performing. Tell us about the three works on the program.
The first will be the Debussy Cello Sonata for piano and cello, and Mike will be playing that. And it's obviously it's during and it's the impressionistic period, so there's a lot of, like you said, ease to it, not really when you're playing it,
Uh-huh. You got to make
but
it sound easy, though.
right, and trying to capture that special feeling. There's a lot of really interesting harmonies in the Debussy. I really wish actually that it had been written for the violin because it looks really fun.
Uh-huh.
But I think, Mike, it's one of his favorite sonatas and he just brings out so many characters. And then combine that with a brilliant pianist like Angie. I think it's just going to be amazing. The Franck violin sonata will be after that. And that I would say is a little leans a little more on the romantic sing-songy side, one might say. It's so pretty, and of course there's some impressionism in it, but there's a recitativa and fantasia that's very romantic and dramatic, and it's just like piano notes. I wish, if I know this is just a radio, not a visual. So, but I'm like using my fingers right now to pretend that I'm playing the piano and they're going back and forth really fast. It's just, I don't even know. There are just no words really. You have to come and see it in person because I don't think describing it in words does it justice.
It's
Uh,
gorgeous, and
yeah,
it sounds difficult to play. I mean,
it
that is
is.
one of the works on the program that really sounds difficult. But you've played this work before, so.
Yes, I have. I'm really familiar with it. The Ravel Trio, actually, I this will be my first time performing it. So it's
Oh, okay.
I mean I've studied it, I've played it, but again, it's really hard to find pianists that want to play
Uh-huh.
it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm very excited. It's really challenging, but you're right, it has this ease to it and there's some Ravel has quite a sense of humor. Then he has some very witty moments in it. I could just yammer on and on and on. Sorry, I just
Well,
get
what do you find most challenging about that Ravel?
mm, what do I find the most challenging? Other than playing in tune, I think really, capturing the character as a classical musician. When we first start learning music, we learn a lot of Mozart and Beethoven and Bach and very straightforward, metered, very rhythmic music. And this particular Ravel has quite a bit of flow to it. And I don't think that's how we first learn our instruments. So I think capturing the freedom and the flow of this music for me was at least the most challenging part, but I've had a lot of fun doing it. I think it's enlightened me to go with the flow more.
Yes. Well, Ravel and Debussy get programmed often side by side,
Hmm.
but their music is really distinct from each other, though. Isn't Debussy is really the great impressionist, and
Hmm.
I think Ravel is considered by a lot of people to be an impressionist, but he's also got a classicist side to him, doesn't he?
Hmm. Yes, definitely. And there's also a lot of Asian melody or like Eastern
Gam
music stuff that he has.
Gamelan,
Yeah, it's
Gamelan. Yeah.
yeah, it's really quite interesting. And I was reading up about when he was composing this. Uh, and it was during the war, and he wanted to enlist actually during the war, but he couldn't. You probably know the story because I forget if he didn't weigh enough or it was something really odd that they wouldn't let him enlist, but he still helped out with the war. Anyways, he was really depressed when he was finishing up the trio. And he has this quote about how he would, be very sad and then he'd have to walk downstairs and put a smile on his face so his mother wouldn't know how distraught he was. Interestingly, though, the trio, I wouldn't consider it to be really depressing. It's pretty happy and it's pretty funny. There
Uh-huh.
are some very sentimental and dark moments in it, but overall, for someone struggling about what's going on with war around him, it's impressive what he came up with.
Well, most of his music is sort of like that, too.
Yeah.
It's never really depressing. And, one of the sad things about Ravel is that he just didn't, his corpus of work is not that large, which
Mm-hmm.
is unfortunate because everything he wrote was a gem. I
Mm-hmm.
can't think of any work by Ravel that isn't just absolutely beautiful. He's one of my favorite composers,
Oh,
oh yeah, as is Debussy. They're two of my absolute favorites. Yeah.
wow.
Oh, absolutely. No, there's a jewel-like quality to Ravel's music, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think that especially comes out in his chamber music.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be really, really nice to hear that. And again, this is music, the Ravel, the Franck, and the Debussy, that really is not heard live that much that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because it's really freaking hard.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the hard, you can tell me, but I would imagine one of the hard things about this French repertoire is just its subtlety. It's
Hmm.
that you really have to delve deep into the music to bring that out.
Yeah, you do because even though you go with the flow and there's delicate things in it, you still have to be very serious about it. And if you approach it like a violin showpiece where it's just romantic and the player is showing off, it totally destroys the music. So it's a fine balance between performing it and making it enjoyable for the audience, but also doing it justice.
Monet wouldn't have slapped paint on a canvas. So, I I see Monet paintings whenever I think of these composers, like the water
Mm.
lilies or
Ah.
yes, for any, and as you know, the Nelson Atkins here in Kansas City has one of America's greatest collections of Impressionist art. And so
Mm.
it always has. And so as a kid growing up in Kansas City, I have always been drawn to that French Impressionist room. So it wasn't a big leap for me to then become very attracted to the music of Debussy, who was really one of
Mm.
the first classical composers to turn me on to classical music.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
I know, because I don't think that's typical for a lot of people.
No.
But there's just something about him that really appealed to me.
Nice.
Yeah, no. Anything else you want to say about the Debussy, that cello sonata? I know you're not playing it, but
It's amazing.
uh-huh.
I can see why. Yeah, now that you said that, how Debussy turned you on to music. We are opening with the Debussy, so I'd be curious for people who haven't heard a lot of his music, what their first impression will be since we're opening the program with it. And I I can't think of any reason why anyone would not have an amazing impression of it. It's just so fun and interesting and quirky, but sensual and it's such a great thing. I wish I played the cello sometimes.
Well, you can certainly get that rich quality out of your violin, especially when it comes to work like the Franc.
Hmm.
What I think will be interesting for people who go to this concert is it's all French music,
Hmm.
but listen to the distinctions between these composers
Hmm.
because they don't really hit you over the head with their distinctions, but when you listen closely, you start to hear, that could only be Debussy, that could only be Ravel, that could only
Hmm.
be Franck. And it's really great. I mean, French music really, we always hear about the great German masters. And I know
Hmm.
the French composers, they're loved too, but I still, like I say, you don't hear them often enough, especially
Right.
live.
And I'm really excited because my students get to experience it, and very rarely do they get to play this kind of music. So our youth feature, I started a mentorship program where I'm teaching a couple of my older students to become teachers. And so I've paired a couple of my older students with a couple of my younger elementary students, and they've been like their practice buddy and practice mentor. We're doing a set of famous French folk songs that everybody will recognize.
Ah,
So that is
great.
also on the program, and it's really, really neat to see the evolution of you have French folk songs all the way to Ravel and Debussy. And
Uh-huh.
oh, and the other thing, speaking of French, there is going to be a raffle. If people RSVP, they'll automatically be entered in a raffle for a French Market gift card donated by the French Market, as well as some goodies from French Market. And a KPR goodie bag is also a prize.
Oh,
I know. And we have a
oh,
reception afterwards that will have croissants and macarons.
all right.
I know.
Now, tell me about French Market. Is this a local establishment?
Oh, yeah. So many people in town know about Cafe Provence. It's the very fancy French restaurant in Prairie Village. They opened up a sister shop, French Market. So it's like kind of a French grocery store, but
Oh,
also another restaurant, a little more casual. And I love going there. They have great food. And I approached the manager and asked if they'd be interested in supporting Prairie Classical and a program of all French music. And they were more than happy to. So
oh,
it's
great.
a community effort.
And they're located there in Prairie Village.
Prairie Village. Yep.
Okay, great. Excellent. I've not been in there yet. I'll look forward to stopping in
Oh,
there.
oh, it's very yummy. They
Uh,
have, in fact, I just ate a piece of goat pistachio cheesecake from them last
ooh,
night.
boy, oh boy, that sounds really yummy.
It was
Oh,
so good.
God.
Goat cheese,
Uh,
that is, not
yeah.
goat.
Yes, yes, that would be very delicious. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of like goat too, but not in a cheesecake.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Prairie Classical, and we really didn't talk about that much. Why don't you tell us about Prairie Classical and what you do and what your goal is with Prairie Classical?
So Prairie Classical is currently my other full-time job,
Yes, I
besides
want
being
to
a
talk to you
radio.
about the other one too.
So I've got everything. I'm firing on all cylinders right now as I try to navigate and plan things out. Prairie classical, excuse me. Our motto is music is the best medicine, and I really believe that going to live concerts and hearing music live is so healing for the soul. Obviously, I'm on the radio, so I think playing music on the radio is great too. I think they're both great, but there's something really special about live music and experiencing it with other people. That and also youth, I think it's really important for them to have performance opportunities alongside adults so that they can see what the music world is like. And, we also try to model good behavior. Imagine that for adults.
Yes, we
So
need that.
I love Prairie Classical. And my other motto is classical music will save the world because, I think you just put art out into the world and that beauty will hopefully help everything that's going on.
I agree. And, that's the motto, similar motto for KC Arts Beat, beauty will save the world, which comes from Dostoevsky. And
Mm,
I totally believe in that.
hey.
Uh, oh, now let's talk about your other full-time job. And I so much enjoy that job because you do such a wonderful job with it. Uh,
Thank you.
yes. So tell
Yeah,
us. Yeah.
Kansas Public Radio. So I took over full time after I had already planned my Prairie Classical season. So
Uh,
so I've had to keep both going, which is great. I love it. But I'm obviously going to be reworking things for future seasons to make everything a little more manageable. But KPR full-time job, it's definitely my priority because I think it's a great way to influence the world because classical music will save the world. And my goal is to get people to listen to it as much as possible, realize that it can be fun and healing, and being on the airwaves is a really great opportunity to do that. So I still practice my violin a lot. Otherwise, I get super cranky. But
mhm.
now I have another outlet where I talk on the radio more, which is great because when you practice something over and over again, you don't always get it the next day. But when you're on the radio, you say, now you're about to listen to XYZ, and it happens and it's magic. It's like doing the dishes.
Yes, and you do a wonderful job with both the way you present the music and your musical selections too. And speaking of classical music and save the world, with that job, you can reach the entire world because people
Right.
can listen to you on the World Wide Web.
They can.
I don't know if you happen to have that URL
I do.
handy.
It's just kansaspublicradio.org.
KansasPublicRadio.org. And also, you can hear them on the local Lawrence station,
Yeah,
KAMU.
91.5 is probably the closest for
Yeah,
Kansas City. And we also have an app. You can listen on the app. We have a KPR app.
wonderful. That's
Mm-hmm.
excellent. Destiny, it's always great talking to you,
You
and
too.
we look forward to this concert on March the 1st at White Recital Hall. Pommes frites, French fries, and I hope those are fried in duck fat because, that's the best way to make pommes frites.
Right. The concert is at 5 p.m. and people should RSVP at prairieclassical.org so they can be entered to win a gift card and goodies.
Is there a cost?
No, the concert's free.
Wow.
Hmm.
So, since this is a French concert, respondez, s'il vous plaît. Yes.
Good
Yes.
one.
Yes. All right. It's going to be great. Ravel, Franck, Debussy, Destiny Mermagen, violin, her husband, cellist Michael Mermagen, and Angie Dragachevsky on piano.
Dragachescu.
Oh boy, I had to mess it up, didn't I?
It's okay.
Dragachevsky. Yes. She's Romanian, of course.
Yes.
Yes, right. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much, Destiny.
Yeah, you're
And by the way,
welcome.
prairieclassical.org is the address to go to.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I know you have another concert coming up later in March, right?
That's true.
Well, I hope to talk to you again about that.
We
That sounds
will. That's
like a
going to
lot
be
of
a
fun.
yes, a quartet rodeo.
Quartet rodeo. Perfect for the classical cowgirl, which is
Of
another one of your
course.
alter egos.
I
So.
know. Guess it's a Gemini thing. I have multiple personalities.
Absolutely. Well, Robert Schumann was a Gemini, and you had that
Oh.
Florestan and Eusebius, those
Oh,
two alter
wow.
egos. You know about that, or the two music critics in his head. Uh,
Oh, right.
yes.
I didn't know
Yeah.
their names.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it
Okay.
was Florestan. I know the one was Eusebius. Anyway,
Man,
we're
no
getting
wonder
off.
he went crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yes. As besides being a Gemini, that'll do it to you too.
Yes, true.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yes, you bet. Well, you've been listening to the KC Arts Beat Report. I'm Patrick Neese. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and subscribe to our Classical Arts Beat Substack. And we'll be talking to you soon. Until then, take care.
Bye.